Loading. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday. Wow. I hope you had a great weekend. It was hot here in Seattle. It is increasing all of the time in temperature. So we're in the 90 degrees. I'm excited, though, to give you guys some announcements and some changes. But before I get into that, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel here at Creditor Academy, hit that like and the notification bell, as well as the subscribe. And so you don't miss out on any of the Creditor Academy updates that are going to be coming in, because there's a lot to be coming. First off, let me start with the big, huge announcement for my Tuesday and Thursday class that's live every Tuesday and Thursday for over a year and 3 months now. For those of you that are familiar or not familiar, I've been having this live YouTube channel every Tuesday and Thursday. If you want to access this live YouTube, where I call it the after hours, you can go to the homepage of our website. You can scroll all the way down and you can go to live class. Once you hit live class, you can join us live on YouTube in a private room where you can converse with other like-minded individuals. It's every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's Tuesday, hit the Tuesday link. If it's Thursday, hit the Thursday link. We are live right now. If you want to join the discussion, and connect with other like-minded individuals, please, we welcome all to join. Now, with that being said, there's going to be some changes with the Tuesday, Thursday channel, okay? The first change is that I'm going to be changing my environment a little bit for the live YouTube channel. I will not be in this room anymore. Is that sad? You've seen this for a year now. Look at this. Look at this. Did you guys know that these painting, none of this is real? This has all been a green screen the entire time. There's no pictures there. There's no there. There's no. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, there is an actual picture. There's an actual picture. Okay. Wouldn't that be wild, though, if I just kicked down a big green screen wall and you're like, what? It really wasn't there. Right, Adele? Oh, man, that'd be wild. Oh, but times are changing, and, in the quality that you guys deserve should be, it's increasing not only at the Academy, but it's going to increase now on YouTube. So I'm changing my environment entirely. I won't be in my little cubicle office space anymore. I now have a location that I will be recording. It will be a professional studio that I will be in. And we signed a contract with a great producer of the Creditor Academy show to get started. So I'll be excited about that. I'll be excited. I'll have a teaser for that as early as next week, and we'll start building that out. Now, so what does that mean? Paul Michael, wait a minute. You're not going to be inside of this little box anymore giving your live YouTube channels. What then does that do to the live group that you have in the after hours? Well, it changes a little bit. One of the first changes is my ability to create what I always wanted, a more social group. I mean, you guys, the fact that you guys come here and listen to the Paul Michael show every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm really honored. I want you guys to be able to converse with other like-minded individuals. I want to do workshops, a Discharging 101 workshop. I want to do, talk about how to get out of the police and how to travel properly. I want this to be a more conversational atmosphere. And then if you want to watch the live YouTube presentation, you can at a later time. So those will be the first changes that are going to be instituted just in about a week. So I'm excited for it. So if you are viewing this and you want to come to our future live workshops, just go to the homepage of our website at the day and the time that is specified, and we'll be here. We'll also be having some special guests. We have a lot of great instructors at Creditor Academy that will be joining us here. And they'll be talking about their processes, their step-by-steps, their remedies, their And what I like about it is we're able to converse with you and know about your specific situation and go in depth about how to apply these strategies to your what you're currently going through. So that's the big changes. Number one, if you want to join live on Creditor Academy, go to www.creditoracademy.com, hit the live Tuesday and Thursday YouTube link, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you'll be transported into this private room of like-minded individuals where you can get your questions answered live. I love being answered questions. They're like Patrick Devine. Remember him? Patrick Devine would always be like, you guys, you don't get it, you gotta read. No, that's wrong. So I love that.
You're slightly more agreeable, Paul Michael.
Yeah, right, isn't it though? Yeah, I won't appreciate it.
You're slightly more chill.
Yeah, if I ever start chain smoking, then maybe it might change. So I appreciate it. But yeah, it's so I really wanted to make it for the better. And then in the studio, I'll be able to do a lot more there. Now, that's the first thing. Okay, so that's the first change. The second big thing that is to happen is on the Creditor Academy website. Masterclass members now will have access this week to now become private here at Creditor Academy and our courses. We've been working on Become Private, which is learning how to step out of the public and establish your affairs in the private. This is all about the SPC, the status correction, the private ID and badge, and how to exit the public system and operate under private authority. Now, this is an introductory lesson. If you want to go in fully to the lesson, you can register for the full class. But right now we're doing an introductory launch of this week of Become Private for every one of our Masterclass members. So that means that part of your Masterclass membership, you get all of Sovereignty 101. You get the introductory of Become Private, the introductory of Operate Private, and then we will have unlimited credit here soon. What is live right now is I Want Remedy Now. This is, wow, this has been going like hotcakes with this course. This course specifically is dealing with discharging. If you are in a financial hurting or situation, we have a course that covers everything as it deals with credit and how to remove negative things on your reports. This isn't credit repair. It is not credit repair. I want to make that clear. This is remedy by design, okay? We give you the latest tools, updates, and remedy lessons within this course, so then you have everything to discharge for the rest of your life. So anyways, so there's the full breakdown of what's going on in the latest. Now let's get into today's topic of conversation, which is the two things, is the Discharging 101 live workshop. So that will be beginning next week, okay? Next week on Tuesday and Thursday, live inside of this group, for all the people that join us, is we'll be going through high level, the step-by-steps. What are the differences between these different credit things? You ever like look online and you're just like, well, I know that there's remedy in these discharging. Paul Michael is talking about it, but it sounds so much like credit repair. Did you know that there's multiple ways to go about this? If you've never been taught what the mainstream teaches, which they call credit repair, and what we call discharging through credit, are two totally different worlds. And we're here to explain the differences in the workshop and break it down for you on why these processes are so powerful and how you can apply these processes in your everyday life, but also to make things realistic for you to consider. I remember when I first got into doing these processes in discharge, I was just like, well, what's the easiest one to discharge? What's the hardest one to discharge? What one can I do repeatedly? Which one should I wait a while on? Should I discharge everything, or should I hold on to some debt if it helps me get better banking terms and loans and conditions? We discuss all that and more inside of the Discharging 101 workshop. It's really the basics about how to get yourself through the weeds of this. Okay. Now, the other thing that we're going to be covering today is the continuation of our traffic situations, where I'm almost done with the whole travelers worksheet. Actually, we had 3 individuals print out the worksheet that we presented inside of the class, which if you show up to our live Tuesday and Thursday, or you're a part of a Masterclass membership, I'm happy to provide those to you, because I really think that everybody should have the ability to know what they say in a situation like that. But we're going to go ahead and look at some other examples. I would love to show you, I want to show you guys some other situations so that you can avoid. And I also want to show you some wins when it is done right. So without further ado, I want to show you this one. Let me pull it up. It is so hot in Seattle, by the way. I mean, imagine it's raining, it's cold all year round. Then you get hit with 90-degree weather. Oh, man. Feels like I'm living in Florida. Okay. Da, 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 da. Where is my... I have so many files that I have to search through. While I'm searching through this, I'll tell you a little bit about Masterclass and what's also coming into it. I mean, not only do we have the courses that we're releasing for Become Private, the other one that we're releasing is also the one that involves with the private merchant processing. That's going to be a big one. I'll go some more detail on that in just a little bit, but without further ado, finally found it. Let me go ahead and share screen now.
He has a birthday. He is a living soul, not a corporation entity.
Okay. Does that make sense? Not at all.
You are stomping all over my constitutional right.
I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
He pushes my hands off. So he's sovereign.
In the U.S. judicial system, it's said that no one's above the law, but some people think they don't have to follow the rules. We're taking a closer look at 6 times sovereign citizens were arrested on police body camera. Welcome to After Hours, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sam Goldberg. First, let's talk about what sovereign citizens actually are. It's a very loosely defined group of people that believe U.S. laws don't apply to them, based mostly on cherry-picked court rulings and statutes. This can lead to traffic stops by police, who often find these, quote, sovereign citizens driving with fake plates or without a driver's license.
So to start off from the get-go, when you're dealing with police interactions, you have to have the understanding about how the system views us. Okay? How is it that they describe us, and what do they think or believe that we think and believe, right? And this is a hit piece on it. However, what they do is they point out some very great flaws in their in people's processes that give us this disdained image, and we're going to talk about how we can apply this professionally. All right, continuing on.
We begin today's after hours in Myrtle Creek, Oregon. It's April 2022, and a police officer noticed problems with an SUV's license plate. Jania Green Carnes is in the driver's seat, and she's frustrated from the very first moment.
Hi there. Yep. Hey, I'm Officer Kennedy, Myrtle Creek Police earlier in our conversations being recorded. Okay.
Yes, it is.
The reason for the stop today is that I noticed your tags are expired. Do you have your license on now? Is that a firearm under your jacket? Don't reach for it. Just answer it. Okay. I don't know. I'm asking if it's a firearm. So if you reach for it, we have issues.
It is.
Okay. Don't ever reach for it. Okay. Okay. Will you do me a favor? I'd like to remove that from you.
I would rather remove it myself.
Okay,
than
you're not
place
going to
it
do
on
that. You're not going to put a firearm in.
Sir,
Okay, so just hear me
I
out.
am
Stop
not-
talking. Just let me explain, okay? It's for my safety. I don't mean any harm to you.
Excuse me, but it's about my safety.
Okay, I'm not going to hurt you, nor am I putting up an intimidating
Well, I'm
factor.
not
Okay, just
going to
listen.
hurt you.
This is what I would like to do, okay? All I would like you to do is cross your fingers like this, put your hand on your head, and I'd like to just grab it and take it out. I'm not going to seize
No,
it or
I
anything
do not
like that.
want my weapon outside of my vehicle.
Where's your ID?
I do not want my weapon outside of the vehicle.
Where is your
I
ID?
am willing to put my weapon on the dash so that you can clearly
Do not
see it.
touch that gun.
Fine.
Okay.
Then it'll
I'll
see
tell you
where
what.
it's at.
Put the paperwork on the dash for me. Put the paperwork on the dash.
Why?
Because I'm telling you to, and it's a lawful order. Put the paperwork on the dash now, and put your hands on the steering wheel and don't move them. Okay? You're being confrontational. You have a firearm. We're not going to play that game. I'm going to get your name, date of birth, and I'm going to continue my traffic stop. Do you understand that?
I think I'll just plead the fifth.
That's fine. I recommend that. Well, if you're not going to plead the fifth, you're going to need to present me with an ID. Can you point to where your ID is?
No, sir. You told me to put my
I
hands
did,
on the
but
steering
you
wheel.
told me you were going to plead the fifth, which means you're not going to talk anymore. Okay, if you're not going to talk, you can't tell me your name and your date of birth. Does that make sense? So will you tell me your name and date of birth?
Not until I present this paperwork.
Okay. 3216. Can I get another unit? I'm going to get my chief down here for you.
Okay.
Keep your hands right where they're at.
I will keep them there as long as I can.
Okay. Perfect. They need to remain there and your hand needs to stay away from that.
And I already told you, I will keep them there as long as I can. This is not exactly a comfortable position.
Not yet. Female's verbally uncooperative.
I am not uncooperative.
Firearm
I am
like that.
simply answering you without lying.
Not at this time.
See, you guys always do that. You guys always make something up that isn't there.
What did I make up today, ma'am?
You're saying I'm being confrontational. I'm not being
Okay,
confrontational.
maybe let me
I
use a
am-
different word. Argumentative.
Well, maybe argumentative, but I'd say so are you, because you're not getting everything you want exactly when you want it.
Yeah, because I gotta survive every contact, and
I
I'm gonna
understand
get
that.
what I want when there's a firearm involved.
You know what?
It's gonna happen.
I'm sorry, but it's the police that have proved themselves to be unreliable.
Oh yeah? Have you ever met me before?
Yes, I
You've
have.
met me. Where did you meet me?
Matter of fact, really doesn't matter.
Okay, so you haven't met me, so therefore you have no idea whether I'm reliable or not.
All I know is you're wearing a monkey suit.
A monkey suit? I believe it's a police uniform and a badge. But that's fine. I get what you're trying to do. You're mad at the badge, not at me. I'm just trying to go
I
home every
don't
day.
trust the badge.
Okay, you don't have to trust me, but not that I don't trust you, I can't trust you because I don't know you. Okay, I stop hundreds,
Okay.
and possibly thousands of people every year, and I have to survive each of those contacts for
And I
a
understand
duration of 25 years.
that. I understand that.
I know how to do that, and I know how I want people to react if they do have a firearm, and so that's what I go off of, okay?
And I was willing to compromise with you, but you're not willing to compromise. You want it
What
your
is the
way.
compromise?
I am willing to put it on the dash, or even to allow
Okay.
you to put it on the dash. I am
I
not
would like to do that.
willing to allow you to remove it from my vehicle.
Okay, I can work with you on that a little bit. If I'm going to put it on your dash, I'm going to unload it first.
That's fine.
Okay, Will you put your hands on your head with your fingers crossed so I can remove it from you? Thank you. I appreciate that. Any other firearms with you?
No.
Okay.
Can I put my hands down now?
Yes, ma'am. If you could keep them at least visible, that would be wonderful.
Now, can I begin going over this paperwork with me that you're going to thoroughly disagree with me on anyway?
I'm not saying I'm going to disagree with you. It may be legitimate, okay?
It is legitimate.
Okay.
I've done
Well, that's
my
fine.
research on my own.
Once I get this done, we'll move on with the rest of the stop.
It's been a lot easier to push the deal.
You don't get to decide how things go. Okay. I'm all about respecting you and trying to work with you.
I was
but
trying to be helpful.
You were not. I was asking you to do something, and you were refusing to.
I was talking about with getting the bullets out of the gun. I was just trying. It would have been easier and faster to get the bullets out if you'd have pushed the release.
Okay.
That's all I was trying to say.
Before that, I was giving you a lawful order, and you were refusing to obey that. For personal feelings, I understand that. You did not prefer it that way. But there's times during a traffic stop or an interaction with police, you have to set your personal opinion or feelings aside to obey a lawful order.
You put my weapon on my dash.
Afterwards.
No.
Correct.
You
After I
agreed
told you
to put my weapon.
Okay, we're gonna stop this. I'm
on
gonna wait for the
dash.
chief. We'll go from there. I'm gonna put it on the dash now. You need to not reach for it, and I'm gonna put it on that side. Will you roll that window down?
I have to turn.
Just turn it to the on. Yeah, accelerator on. That's fine.
Sorry.
Actually, I'm gonna hold it here until the chief's here. Okay, where's your identification at?
I will just wait for you.
Fine with me.
The chief of police arrives to help the officer.
I have the firearm now. So essentially, approached. I noticed she had the firearm on her head. Not a big deal. I asked her if it was a firearm that she'd point at it or tell me instead of reaching it. She reached for it. Anyway, I asked her to put her hands on her head so I could remove it from her and take it back to my vehicle to secure it during the rest of the stop. She's mildly argumentative. She refused to do that. We ended up coming to a compromise. She let me take it off her and unload it. So it's been a bit of a confrontation. I've asked her for a license multiple times. She said she wouldn't give it until you got here, so that's where we're at. So can I have your license?
I don't want to repeat myself.
Okay, can I have your license, please?
Okay, just real quick, ma'am, just so you know, my name is Chief Brewster. Let you know I got my camera going too, so it is recording, okay?
Okay? I've got my camera recording as well. Now, as I told you before I relinquish my information, I am going to go over this paperwork. Okay? Which of course is not in order. I promise this was in order when I put it in.
Despite being insistent that she read the papers to the officers, it takes Green Carnes a while to get things organized. But she finally finds what she's looking for.
Good lesson here is to keep everything organized so you can pull it out and you can start doing your administrative process. Your administrative process should involve two things. Number one, being able to record. That is the first thing that you do. It's almost like having your safety on an airplane. You want to take your oxygen mask and put it on yourself before you put it on the neighbor around you. That's the first thing. The second thing is to have your paperwork, your script, and all of that in a very conveniently located location so that you can pull it out and it's organized so you can get to starting your administrative process. Because she didn't have herself prepared in her paperwork, she really should have memorized this and like the back of her hand and applied it, off cuff. But since she did not, she got herself in a bind in communicating too much. You know, the best thing you could do most of the time is to shut up. So my comments so far, let's go ahead and see how she applies this paperwork.
So, as you're asking me for my driver's license, do want you to know that the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon by horse-drawn carriage, wagon, or automobile is not a mere privilege which may be permitted or prohibited at will, but a common right which he has under his right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Under this constitutional guarantee, one may, therefore, under normal conditions, travel at his inclination along the public highways or in public places, and while conducting himself in an orderly and decent manner, neither interfering with nor disturbing another's rights. He will be protected, not only in his person, but in his safe conduct. And I can give you where to find that if you would like.
And we don't need to. The U.S. Supreme Court has already squashed that, so.
Look at that. Oh, the Supreme Court has already squashed that. Based off of what? See, an administrative process is like a game of mental chess. In this chess game, you're communicating your points, but also leading the officer into responding and admitting to your points and giving verification to it. See, this is not an administrative process. This is not a back and forth of mental chess game. This is a woman frantically trying to find pieces of paper that were printed on Google and for her to read each one of them to them. There is no defense. It's almost like you ever seen in the Olympics when they, what's that? Fencing, right? One jab, one defense. One's jab, one defense. It's back and forth. It's a back and forth. And that's what you need. This is why the script I've been going over the last couple weeks, or at least from start of last week, is that fencing. It's back and it's forth. It's asserting your rights firmly and creating an administrative process based off of what the officer is saying, because then that could be admissible in court. Just like it is much as for you to anything gets said and used against you in the court of law, it's the same application of this. Let's continue.
No, the U.S. Supreme Court has not.
Yes, they have. And you do have a right to travel. You have a right to travel by your feet or your horse, but you have to have a driver's license.
No, you do not.
Okay, we can argue this later. So you need to provide the officer with your driver's license, or you will be arrested for failure to carry and present.
For what crime?
Fail to carry and present a driver's license. That's a Class C misdemeanor in the state of Oregon.
Without a crime, it is not a failure.
So you have to let go of it. You have to
Why
present
do
it to.
Why do I have to let go of it? I presented it. You can see it.
And just like that, she just gave them jurisdiction. By handing over that license, is she done? First of all, she's arguing. Second of all, she now gave them a jurisdiction. I mean, that's it. You can't give them jurisdiction. She handed over a contract. Now she doesn't matter what she says. I wonder what will happen now that they have jurisdiction. Let's find out.
Do you have a concealed handgun license with you?
No,
Okay. Do you have your insurance for the vehicle?
not required.
Okay. Good. Whether you feel it's required or not, do you have insurance information? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Do you have registration information? Whether it's required in your opinion or not, do you have?
I don't know if it's here in the car or not.
Okay, so you just don't know. Okay, that's fine. I'll be back.
Green Carnes continues to be uncooperative and invokes her Fifth Amendment right to remain silent for the time being.
So, ma'am, here's the deal. If you believe that this is part of your right to travel, this isn't the place to argue that. Okay, that's why they have a court of law.
You mean another waste of my time?
Okay, well, you're citing what you think's a part of the Constitution, and so if it's constitutionally sound, that's what a court's for, and that's why there's appeals processes. If you don't like the original court ruling, okay, and if you read closely, they did not rule that you have the right to travel without a driver's license in a motor vehicle.
I got They did.
Okay.
And I can show you.
Well, that's fine. Again, if you believe that that's the case, that's what a court's for. It's not to set out here and argue on the side of the highway with the officer, because that just escalates things and things turn worse. We'll be back with
I
you.
did not authorize him to do that.
Do what?
He told me he was going to put it on the dash.
Okay. Well, I'll talk with him. Okay. You giving it back to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it in this bag with all the emails.
Who is she?
Suspended violation. I've never dealt with her before.
So she prevented you a driver's license, and she's suspended?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask her if she knows that. That's a crime if she knows she's suspended.
Well, also, she was cited and convicted on December 29th of 21 for driving West Coast Government Church on a public roadway. So,
Ma'am, did you know your driving privileges are suspended in Oregon?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
After checking her information in the system, the officers decide it's time to arrest her.
Hey, Gina. So this is the deal, okay? I need you to step out of the vehicle because you're being placed under arrest for carrying a concealed firearm.
You're placing me under arrest for a concealed firearm.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask what led you to that decision?
Okay, well, you're carrying a concealed firearm, and that's a crime in Oregon.
ma'am, do you recall I asked you if that was a gun underneath your jacket?
And I said yes.
Okay, so by me not being able to tell whether it was a gun or not, it was not in open plain view, right? Okay, so it would have been concealed if I can't tell that it's a gun.
You could obviously see the butt of it.
If you got your sweatshirt covering that gun, it's concealed. An open carry is open carry, nothing obstructing the firearm or the holster that it's in.
So had it been on the dash or like flat on the passenger seat,
Or had it been on your side without a sweatshirt covering it, that's not concealed. But you have it under
So
clothing,
now
that's
you guys
concealed.
want to nitpick.
and additionally, it's also a crime to present me with a driver's license knowing that it's suspended. I see you were convicted of driving while suspended in December, late December of 2021, which was only a few months ago. Additionally, you haven't been reinstated at all since then, so there's a pretty good inclination that you knew you were suspended and knew that license was not valid. That's also a crime in the state of Oregon.
You're making assumptions.
No, that's...
You're making assumptions.
Oh, as far as your knowledge
You're
of that?
assuming whether I knew or did not know.
Right, I never said I knew for a fact. Okay, I'm not in your mind, I can't know that. But there's pretty good evidence to show that you likely knew. But additionally from that, for the concealed firearm, yes, you are under arrest. So we just need you to step out. We don't want it to be incident or anything. Just ask you to step out and face the panel up there, folks, please.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, it's a wild world we live in, man. It's a wild, wild world. Oh, yep. So what did we learn from that? Any comments from the group? Any comments to what we just witnessed and saw? Was that a positive? Did she do good? Did she do wrong? What do you think?
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Kind of both. Thomas, what did he do right? What did she do right? What did she do wrong? What's your input on it?
Well, one thing is she handed him that driver's license. Another thing, she said that she was agreed with them that she was in a vehicle, okay, which puts her under the vehicle codes.
Oh, good one.
Let's see. She took the fifth and just kept opening her mouth.
Oh man, she was like, man, I just want to go. I want to go. Here's my suspended driver's license. Leave me alone. All right, no, great input. Anybody else? Anybody else on any input on how this went? Man, can you imagine sitting in that situation? You know, your heart gets pounded. You know, it starts to beat and you start to panic a little bit. And her visual, disruption, was a very emotionally jarring. And to a certain extent, I don't blame her. We all have an emotional sense to be inside of that. But we need to learn how to overcome it. If there's no more comments, let's jump into how to overcome this. And she read off some, codes. We saw her, all right? So, and she was kind of talking at the officers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk at you for a moment about your rights to travel. So let's just deal with that. Let's put the script aside and let's talk about what gives you the right to travel. Let's examine. Your car or automobile is what's called a consumer good, according to UCC 9-102A 23. A consumer good means goods that are used or bought for use primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. So are they going to require you to register for a microwave oven and your sofa next? Oh, in the United Kingdom, they require you to get a TV license. So I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. If you are not a commercial driver, you are neither a driver nor are you operating a motor vehicle. If he wants you to sign his debt instrument, meaning his ticket, you can tell him you do not want to enter into a contract with him and you are not signing anything. No, a flesh and blood man or woman does not write a signature. That is what a straw man does. Straw man is the legal fiction. It's the artificial version of you. You are the flesh and blood man or woman which gives an autograph. If he persists, is acting violent, or if for any reason you are afraid for your life and safety, give him your autograph under duress like this. Do not underline or emphasize, emphasis only, which is John Doe under protest, with prejudice, without acceptance, or necessity, or all of the above. So you can write any one of those. You can also write your initials, right? And then put, once again, under duress, with prejudice, or without acceptance of necessity. There's even a website. Never all caps straw man. Always use upper lowercase letters. Duress. What is the definition? Is the unlawful pressure exerted upon a person to coerce that person to perform an act that he or she ordinarily would not perform. It's using your emotional side in order to get you to submit to them. Now, I want to go over this section as well with you, because this is a form itself that would be filled out. It could be verbally communicated as well, though. And I wanted to read this because I thought it was very well organized. But it states, for the record, annoying. What's your name and identification number? Oh my gosh. I got to put this in like Google Word or something. Agent ID number. Please verify today's date and time. Okay. Are you recording this encounter? Okay. Check one. So this is the checklist of what you're saying or you're communicating with the officer. Okay. So one of the questions inside the script, are you recording this encounter? Yes or no? Then they give you a response. Yes, I am. It's if recording, is there audio? Yes. Is there video? Yes. To the best of your knowledge, is your recording equipment working properly? You get yes. To the best of your knowledge, is your body microphone and camera on and properly and working properly? Check yes or no. Agent, which is put the agent's name ID. What is the emergency and how may I help you? You don't have to write what he says because now you're recording it. Number 8, agent ID number. What facts or information are you alleging gave you probable cause to stop and accost me? You don't have to write what his answer is. You just are recording it on your phone. Number 9, agent badge number. Do you have a properly signed and issued warrant authorizing you to search me or my property? Yes or no? If yes, do you currently have that alleged warrant in your possession and may I see it? Check yes or no. For the record, I am not operating in a for-hire capacity in any form of transportation or other commercial use of the public roadways. Agent, ID number, please acknowledge that you have been so informed. And they'll say yes or no, or most often try to change the subject. Now you go on to the next question. Agent, badge number, am I under custodial arrest? Yes or no? Agent, badge number, if I am not under custodial arrest, am I free to go? You need to assume that you are under arrest from the get-go. The moment those lights turn on, you don't have the freedom to go, and there's consequences if you don't pull over. You need to automatically assume that you're under arrest, but still put it as part of your administrative process to bring it up. Agent, badge number, what is the articulable probable cause that leads you to believe that I have committed or am about to commit a crime that authorizes you to stop, detain, or arrest me? For the record, 14, for the record, agent, badge number, in order to protect my rights and not waive any by error or accident, I wish to clarify my comprehension of the situation. You have said that I am not free to go, so I must conclude that I am under custodial arrest and not simply an investigative detention. Therefore, I'm invoking all of my fundamentally protected rights, including my right to remain silent and my right to counsel. From this point forward, I do not consent to provide you with any information or documents that can or may be used against me in the court of law or to possibly incriminate. So please do not ask me to produce them or to give them to you. What this is doing is you're setting the standard. Hey, I'm not giving you a license. I'm not giving you a permit. I'm not giving you registration. I'm not giving you insurance or anything like that. From this point forward, do not ask me any questions or to perform any tasks relating to any matter without the presence of my legal counsel. Agent, badge number, do you intend to harm, injure, or punish me by any method of assault and or incarceration because I have invoked these fundamentally protected rights? Oh, man, that's playing fencing. That's mental chess. This is organized to the point. You can check yes or no. That contributes to the administrative record. You can actually submit this as evidence in court and the recording that you had this interaction with them for further validation. Number 15 goes on to say the record. For the record, agent, badge number, no law is valid if it requires me in any way to waive or give up any of my fundamentally protected rights in order to exercise any other right or alleged privilege. And no law can convert the free exercise of my rights into a crime. I have repeatedly informed you that I choose not to waive any of my fundamentally protected rights. So I ask you again, agent, badge number, do intend to harm, injure, steal my property or otherwise punish me because I have invoked my rights. And then you can repeat 16 over and over again. All right, I'll save that for another time. Your organization on how you apply your administrative process within the guidelines of your police interactions is up to really, like we put at Creditor Academy, we put it all together for you, the full step-by-step. We have an entire academy dedicated to the step-by-step process for absolutely everything. The only thing that you have to do is have the courage to apply it. If you want to learn more about how to apply a verbal administrative process or get involved with Creditor Academy, becoming a Masterclass member, go to www.creditoracademy.com and become a member and get access to the many courses and the community of individuals that contribute to our thriving and online learning space. If you have not subscribed to our Facebook channel, I highly recommend you come to that Facebook channel. We have 3,500 members of our private Facebook channel to communicate with other like-minded individuals. And if you have not hit that subscribe button on their YouTube channel or Rumble or TikTok and others, we highly encourage you to catch the latest from Creditor Academy there. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Amazing. Tom.